Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the UTSA versus FAU college basketball matchup on Sunday, January 21st, 2024. Of course, if you like all the free picks that we give out, you'll love our premium picks. Use that discount code PICK. You'll get 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text that number you see on the screen. They're not available on the website. But let's get to this one. We have UTSA taking on FAU. FAU at 14-4 this season. UTSA 7-11, but when we look at FAU on the road, just 1-2 straight up and 0-3 against the number. The Owls are also just 9-9 against the spread this season. So 14-4, 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games, but 3-7 against the number. Basically, what we have here is a very good team, but the word is out on FAU. I mean, they made it to the Final Four last year. They play in the AAC, so it's not like, anybody else in that conference, or at least most teams in that conference, can play on the same level that they do. I mean, these guys have played the big boys, right? And we saw that in the NCAA tournament. They came within a half a second of making it to the finals last year, and they have the same coach and a lot of the same players from that team. When we look at UTSA, 7-11, 5-4 at home, 4-4 against the number at home. So certainly not a very good team. And when we start to dig through the schedule and the numbers, what we're going to see is that the Florida Atlantic is a way better team, but at the same time, also a team that's somewhat vulnerable. We saw them lose on the road at Florida Gulf Coast as a 17.5-point favorite. We saw them lose outright at Scarlett as an 8.5-point favorite. We have seen them not cover the spread in their last 6 games. So easy to be critical of FAU as a bettor, but as a fan, I mean, they're doing just fine. Meanwhile, on the other side of it, we look at UTSA. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They haven't covered in their last 2 against Scarlett and Tulsa. They just weren't getting enough points in those things. But when they have been getting the bundles of points, including against the Memphis Tigers, they showed up, getting 19. They lost by 6 in that game, getting 8.5 against Rice. Beat them outright, and against UAB, getting 5.5. They covered in that one as well. So when we look at, the tail of the tape and the numbers, what we're going to see is that Florida Atlantic is, their numbers rate up with all of the best teams in the country. They're an NCAA tournament team. UTSA is not. And, I think when you look at betting sports, especially college basketball, and really, I guess it's really all sports with the point spread. You can't just look at it, they're just going to slaughter them, whatever. You got to really dig in deep on these points. And I think that's the case here. UTSA's defense is horrible at defending the 3. They're also horrible, on the floor at defending. And Florida Atlantic, dynamic when it comes to those things. But Florida Atlantic's defense really leaves a lot to be desired as well. And when they've lost those games in those upset spots, it's because their defense let them down. Meanwhile, when we look at UTSA, shoot 33.8% from the floor, but Florida Atlantic, that's what they allow. And that's really not among the top teams in college basketball. It's actually lower middle is where they stand there. I just think that at home, I think UTSA, I think the crowd's going to get up for it. They got the big boys in town. And I think getting this bundle of points, I'll take a shot with UTSA. That's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board.